Hi. Now we are going to see about AMBA 3 AHB Lite protocol. This version 1. So AHB is on-chip protocol. Introduction. It is a bus interface that supports a single bus master and provides high bandwidth operation. Most common AHB Lite slaves are internal memory devices, external memory interfaces, and high bandwidth peripherals. So here in this Lite version, we have only one master and multiple slaves. The slave may be a memory device, external memory interface, and a high bandwidth peripherals. Features required for high performance. So here it is bus transfer. Through bus transfer, we can able to transfer more data. Okay, only one address space, then multiple data space can be happen. Single clock edge operation. Here everything is happen at passage of clock. Non-tri-state implementation. Here without reset. Here it is implemented. Wide data bus configuration. The data bus is configured as 64-bit, 128-bit, 256, 512, and 1024 bits. So these features makes the AHB as high performance one. And apart from this, it is a pipeline structure that we will see with an example. This is the block diagram of AHB Lite. Here we have two blocks. One is decoder, another one is multiplexer. This decoder selects which slave need to be selected. Here we have one master. We have multiple slaves, slave 1, slave 2, slave 3. This write H is a prefix added to identify this. This is a AHB protocol. So H write data, W data, H address. So these inputs are given for all the slaves. This H address, based on the H address, the decoder will select any one of the slaves. For example, the first slave, the memory range is from 0 to 1024, 0 to 1023, and from 1024 to 2047. Likewise, based on the address range, we are giving here the decoder will select any one of the slave. For that slave, this H W data and H address will be sent. Then, while reading, HR data reaches this multiplexer. Here, with the help of decoder, it will pass the multiplexer select. So it will decide from which slave, which H or data we should connect with H or data, this HR data. So master will receive the read data to this multiplexer. Decoder decodes the address of each transfer and provides the select signal for the slave that is involved in the transfer. It also provides the control signal to the multiplexer. This one. Then these are the slave and master interface signals. Okay. Let's take, if it is a master, okay, these are all the signals, output signals. These are all the input signals. H address 32-bit, then H write, H size, H burst, H plot, H trans, H master log, H W write data. So these are the address and control signals. This is the data signal. We are going to see each and every signal usage and the types. These signal is we are receiving from the slave. H ready, H response. Then these are global signals, H reset and H clock is common for both master and as well as slave. Then H or data, read data. It is the input to the master. If it is a slave, these signals are the inputs: H address, H write, H size, H burst, H prod, H trans, H master log, and H ready. So sometimes we can divide it into HRD into HRD in and HRD out. So the usage of this HRD in, if you are using multiple slaves, so HRD in is coming from the another slave that the previous transaction is complete. Then this H select signal is nothing but this one coming from the decoder to the slave. Then HW data. These are the global signals, reset and clock. And the output from the slave are H ready out, H response, then read data, HR data. This H select signal from the decoder to control when it responds to the bus transfer. If it is 0, the slave is disabled. If it is 1, the slave will respond to the signals. The slave signal back to the master, success, failure, and wait of the data transfer through this H ready out and H response. And H response is 1, that means there is a error, and H response is 0, it is okay. The same way H ready out. H ready is 1 means it is ready to accept. Okay. If it is 0, we need to wait until it becomes 1. Then operation. Address phase. Generally, there are 2 phases. Okay, AHB we perform in 2 phases. One is address phase, another one is data phase. In address phase, one address and control cycle will be happen. In address phase, address and control signals we have to give. Provide the information about the address, direction in the address and control cycle. These are the information we need to pass, like which address, then direction, whether it is a write or read, with the transfer and its type, like single transfer or increment transfer, increment burst, that do not wrap at the address boundaries. It is an increment burst that should not wrap out the address boundaries. If it is a wrap burst, it will wrap around the particular address boundaries. Then in data phase, one or more cycle for data. This will happen in one cycle. This will happen in one or more cycle. Slave can request that the master extend the data phase by using HRD. So HRD is a master slave signal. When this signal is low, it requests master to extend the data phase for the next cycle. The slave uses H response to indicate the success or failure of the transaction transfer. Okay. Then we are going to see about each individual signals. Here global signals, H clock and H reset. H clock, all signal times are related to the rising edge of clock. We are going to consider everything at the passage of clock. Reset N. So this N indicates that it is an active low. That means when it is 0, it resets the system and the process. Master signals are H address, it is a 32 bit. Then H burst, it is a 3 bit. Indicates if the transfer is a single transfer or perform or form parts of the burst. Fixed length burst of 4, 8 and 16 bits are supported. If these are the burst, it will support. The burst can be incrementing or wrapping. So burst in the sense it is a number of beats, or we can say number of transfer we can perform. So based on the value, it can perform a fixed length burst like 4 beats, 4 transfer, 8 beats or 16 beats. Okay. And there are two types: incrementing, wrapping. Wrapping means the transfer happens within a particular boundary. Incrementing means it will continuously increment the address. H master lock. When it is high, the signal indicates that the current transfer is a part of locked sequence. We will see an example for this master lock transfer. Okay, when this is high, it means that we are performing a locked transfer. So the other master cannot able to access the slave. H prod. This is a 4-bit. Provide additional information about the bus access. Wants to implement some level of protection. These are this signal also we will see in detail in the second slides. H size. So 3-bit indicate the size of the transfer. That is typically byte, half word, or a word. 8 bits is a 16-bit, half word, word is a 32-bit. H size that indicate in each transfer how many bits we are transferring. It is represented by H size. Then H trans, is a 2-bit, indicates the transfer type of the current transfer. The transfer type, there are 4 types of transfer. One is ideal, busy, non-sequential, and sequential. Okay, these types also we will see with the waveform. HW data, nothing but the write data. Transfer data from the master to the slave. Minimum data bus width is 32-bit is recommended. Then H write, this control signal is used to indicate whether we are performing write or read. When it is high, H write is 1, that indicates the write transfer, and H write is 0 or low, it indicates it is a read transfer. Then slave signals. H or data, nothing but the read data, is also 32-bit. Read data bus transfer the data from the selected slave to the multiplexer. The multiplexer then transfer the data to the master. Transfer to the multiplexer, and the multiplexer transfer to the master. Then H ready out. When it is high, transfer finished. When it is high, it indicates that transfer is finished. When it is low, it is requests the master to extend the transfer. Then H response. It is low, transfer status is okay. When H response is 1, that indicates it is a error. Then decoder signals H select. This one. Indicates that the current transfer is initiated, intended for a particular selected slave. That is used to select the particular slave. Then multiplexer signals H or data, read data. It is coming from the multiplexer to the master. Master read the data bus selected by the decoder. H ready, inform master, and all the slaves that previously transferred is complete. H ready, here it is a H ready bin that inform the master that all the slave that previously transferred is complete. Then H response, transfer response selected by the decoder. Yeah. Each slave will give this signal. So the multiplexer decide which slave signal has to reach to the master. Then we are going to see the basic transfers. Let it told, transfer happens in 2 phases. One is address phase, another one is data phase. This is the example for write transfer. Here we are not using any wait state. Okay, wait state, how it will introduce the help of H ready. And H ready is 0, it will introduce a wait state. Here without wait state, that means H ready is always 1. So first in the address space, we need to give the address and the control signals. So clock at the passage of clock, setting sending A address, H address as A, then control signals H write as 1, that means we are going to perform write. Okay. Then this H W data we have to introduce in the data phase, the next cycle. First cycle we need to give the address and control signals. Here we are just giving H write. Other control signals also need to be mentioned, but to understand this basic transfer, they only mention H address and H write. This we should give at the address phase. Then the next cycle we need to give the data phase. Data phase we need to give the data, H write data, some data that is for the address A. So when this H ready is nothing but it is given by the slave and H ready is 1, degrees corresponding data A will be stored in the given address location A. During this address space, it will perform, we can perform both address space and data phase. Here, this is the data phase for A, and also this is the address space for B. Next transfer address will be assigned here, and the corresponding value for this B, in case if you perform read operation or write operation, that will happen in the next cycle. So that is called pipelining concept. So we have another waveform for that to explain that. Okay, now to perform a write operation, first phase we need to send the address and control signals. In the next phase we need to send the data. At the time H ready should be 1. Now read transfer. For read also it will happen in 2 phases. First address phase, at passage of clock we are giving the H address and control signal H write as 0. That means we need to perform read operation. So the corresponding data for this address will come at the next cycle in data phase. So here it is coming at the passage of clock. This value will be captured and we will get at the output side. So here also if you see H ready is 1 and H ready is 1. So when we introduce a wait state, this H ready will be 0. You will see in this slide. Here we are performing write transfer with wait state. That means address space is happen as usual. A address we are giving, H write we are giving 1. That means we are going to do write, then the corresponding value we are writing here for this A location. Now if you see in the data phase at passage of clock, this H ready is 0. So the master will extend this data, write data to one more cycle until this H ready becomes 1. So this is called wait state. Okay. So at this passage of clock, H ready is 1. So this data will be captured and it will be assigned to the address location. Okay. Similar way for read transfer. For A address, we are performing read, H ready is 1, and in the next passage of clock, see here, H ready is 0. That means it is in wait state. It is not ready to accept. It is not ready to release the data of location A. So it is extended to another cycle. Here also it is 0. So again it is extended. So at this passage of clock, HRD is 1. So it release the data. So this data will be assigned to HR data. So this data will come to the output at this passage of clock. Okay. Until this, you may get some other value also. When this HRD is 1, that value is the original value which is stored in the A location. Until that, you may get some random values also. But while write, whatever the value is present, that will be a constant until this. Okay. But here you may get some other values also. But the actual value is observed during HOD is 1. Okay, transfer. Here it is a basic transfer we are going to see. Okay, the explanation for this waveform is given here. So here we are going to perform write operation for address A. Okay. This is the address space of A, and this is the data phase for A. So here in the W write data, I am giving the value for the corresponding location A. So this is the address space, this is the data phase, and as well as here I am going to perform the address space for B. So data phase of A and address space of B happening at this cycle. So that is called pipeline in nature. It is used to increase the performance. So for B, it is the address space. Here I am going to perform read because H write is 0. So in the next cycle, H ready is 0. So that means it gives a wait state. So it will wait until H ready become 1. So here it is generating the out data, HR data for the corresponding B. Okay. So this is the data phase for B. Same time for C, it is the address space. For C address, I want to perform write. So it will wait until HLD become 1. So here it will consider that for C address, I need to perform write operation. So then the next cycle, this is the data cycle for C. It is nothing but a write operation. So we need to pass data for C through this write H write data. So here HRD is 1, so it will capture this corresponding data and it will put in the location C. Okay. That's given here. Yeah, address space of any transfer occurs during the data phase of the previous transfer. This overlapping of address and data is fundamental of the pipeline nature of the bus and enable the high performance operation. The transfer to address A and C are zero wasted. A and C are zero wasted. B, the transfer of address B has one wait state. So here one wait state we are introducing by asserting HRD as 0. Extending the data phase of the transfer to address B as the effect of extending the address space of the transfer to address C. So when you extend the data phase of B, it will extend the address space of C. Then types of transfer. H-trans is the control signal. It decides the type of transfer when this is a 2-bit, right? So for 2-bit, these are the possible values. When H-trans is 0, that indicates it is an ideal transfer type. That means no data transfer is required. Slave provide a 0 wait state OK response. When you want to perform ideal, you need to make H-trans as 0. So it will behave like this. When you give H-trans as 0, 1, that means it's a busy. Enable enable master to insert ideal cycle in the middle of the burst. Address and control signals must reflect next transfer in the burst. Slave provides 0 wait state, OK response. So when it is a busy, the control and address signal will be reflected in the next cycle. So this one I will explain the next slide. You see. Then non-sequential. If you give 3, 0, 1, 0, okay, nothing but 2. This 0, 1 and 2. 2 represent is a non-sequential, indicate a single transfer at the first transfer of the burst. When you are starting a burst transfer, the first transfer type is nothing but the non-sequential. Then 1, 1 indicates sequential. Remaining transfer of the burst. First transfer start with a non-sequential and followed by remaining burst means start with a non-sequential and remaining transfer of sequence to the started one, right? So remaining transfer in the burst are sequential. Okay, you will get 1, 1 like this. And the address is related to the previous transfer. Transfer types. So already told, plus burst transfer. Okay, here burst type is increment type. Okay. So it will start with non-sequential. So it is a non-sequential. We can identify that it is a starting of a sequence. Then, if introduce a busy transfer type, in the middle, okay, address and control signal must be reflected in the next transfer in the burst. Address, here it will use a busy. So the address, whatever we are using here, 24, and then control signal, here I am going to perform write, H burst. Everything will be remain to the next cycle. Okay, burst. So followed by it is continuation, right? So non-sequential, actually, forget this busy. Actually, it starts from non-sequential and sequential should happen followed by this non-sequential. In between, if I want to introduce a busy, okay, so these address and control signal reflect in the next cycle, in the sequential. And increment, so it will increment the address automatically based on the previous address. So this increment, how it will happen, that I will explain separately. So sequential continuous transfer, right? So sequential. So address are incremented continuously here. So this is the non-sequential starting address. We are performing right. So next cycle, this is the address space. This is the data phase. Here we are going to perform the. So this is the read, right? This is 0. That means read. So in the H or data, the corresponding read data we are getting. So here we are introducing busy. So this address and the remaining control signals will be same. For 24, this is the address phase, and in the data phase, we are getting the data for the corresponding 24th location, and this is the address space of 28 address location. And here, in the next cycle, we are receiving the data for this 28. Here HRD is 0, it will introduce wait state. So it will happen at the next HRD become 1. Okay. Until that it will keep this data. And in the meanwhile, here it is the address space for this 2C. Then the next cycle is the data phase for this 2C, where you will get the data of the corresponding address 2C. Locked transfers. Master require locked access. Assert fetch master lock signal. Okay, fetch master lock signal is there. When you make it one, it will lock the particular slave. Maintain the integrity of a semaphore. You know the semaphore concept, right? The same concept here. It is performed with the help of fetch master lock. Slave does not perform other operation until we release the fetch master lock signal. After the lock transfer, master insert an ideal transfer. To release, okay, to release the lock, master should transfer the ideal. Okay. This is the clock signal and fetch trans. It's starting with non-sequential. We are introducing a new transfer here. For fetch address A, we are going to perform read. Here I am giving fetch master lock as 1 in this passage. Okay. So the particular slave will be logged for the corresponding master. So I am performing read, right? So this is the data phase. Sorry, this is the address phase. The next data phase, I am getting the corresponding data for this read. Okay, in the HR data. And another new sequential sequence I am introducing. How I am telling that? Because it starts with a non-sequence. Non-sequential means a new sequence is created. If it is a sequence, instead of this non-sequential, if it is a sequence, that means it is continuation of this transfer. If it is start with the non-sequential, that means we are again a new transfer is introduced. Again for A location, I am going to perform write. So this is the address space for this A, and in the data phase, I am getting the corresponding data value which is located in the A in the H write data. In H write data, I am going to write the data. So that data will be loaded in the H location. After that, now I select with the help of fetch master lock. I select a particular slave and I perform a read from that slave. After that, I perform a write to that slave. Then I want to release the lock. So I need to make fetch master lock as 0. At the time, transfers type should be a ideal. Then fetch size. Fetch size is another signal. It is a 3-bit. So when it is 0, that means the size of the transfer is 8-bit, nothing but a byte. And it is 1, size is half word, 16. And it is 2, size is 32 word. When it is 3, size is 64. You can say double word. When it is 4, 128, 5, 256, 6 is 512, and 7 is 1024. This is the largest. So apart from this, we can't able to use higher than this value. Fetch size should not be higher than this 1024. And one more thing, if the size of the write data and read data is 64, means the fetch size should be equal or less than the 64. Okay. The transfer size set by fetch size must be less than or equal to the width of the data bus. For example, here in this example, if you take 32-bit of data bus, fetch size must be a 0, that means 8 or 16 or 32. first operation, fetch burst is a control signal. It is a 3-bit. Incrementing burst access sequential location address, and each transfer in the burst is an increment of the previous address. So burst transfer means it will address, we will mention the start address. Okay, then automatically the address will be increment based on the fetch burst and fetch size. Okay, with reference to the previous address. The wrapping address boundary is calculated as the product of fetch burst and fetch size. So wrapping means, I already told, the address will be increment in a fixed boundary. Okay. So that boundary will be calculated with the help of fetch burst and fetch size. So for example, fetch burst is 0 means that is a type of single burst. If it is 1, that indicates the increment burst of undefined length. If it is 2, it's a wrap 4 bits wrap burst. If it is 3, increment 4 is 4, that is represent a wrap 8. Then if it is a 5, that is an increment 8. If it is 6, that is wrap 16. If it is 7, that is increment 16. So based on the fetch burst value, this type of operation will have. Okay, one example here we are taking as 4-bit wrapping burst of 4. Okay, 4-bit wrapping burst. 4-bit wrapping burst. So the fetch burst value is this one. We are giving. Then 4-bit wrapping burst of word. Word in the sense nothing but 32 bit. You can say 4 bytes. So access wraps at 16 byte boundaries. That is actually 4 bits are 4 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bits is going to happen. Each bit at 32 byte. Okay, sorry, 32 bits. Each bit 32 bit data is going to transfer. That is nothing but 4 byte data. Okay. So totally 4 bits into 4 bytes. That is totally 16 bytes is the boundary. Okay. So that 16 byte, how we can represent the 16? We can represent as 2 power 4. So this 4 will be represent how many bits it can support. I will explain so that you can understand it. If the starting address of the transfer is 0, 3, that means 34. Okay. Then it consists of 4 transfer address. Starting address is 34, etc. The next address is 38. The next is 3C. Next is 30. The starting address we have to mention in the H address. So the remaining will be automatically increment based on this calculation. Okay. Start address we are mentioning 3, 4 to 34. Each time, how many bits, how many values are added? Each transfer 4 bytes will be increment. Okay. So 4 we need to add so that we can get the next address location. So each transfer about, that means 4 byte is going to 4 byte data is going to transfer. So the next location to store the data will be, how we can identify, by adding this 4. Okay. So you add this 0, 0, this is 1, 1, nothing but 10, 0, here 1, 1. Okay. This 1, 1, 0, 0. This is nothing but 3 and this is 8. 38 is the next location, next address. Then next bit again 4 byte. Okay, so I am adding 4 here to find the next address location. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Then this one, 0, 0. Now it is 3 and this is C. Next location is 3C. Then next is a 4 bit. This is first bit, second bit, third bit. For fourth bit, I need to add another 4 here. I am putting 4 here and I am adding 0, 0, 1, 1, nothing but 10, 1, here it is 1 and it is 0, then 1, 1, 10, here remainder, that is another one is there, okay. But it is not acceptable. Here we have 2 power 4. So the acceptable bits is position or size, you can say, is 4, okay. So we need to neglect this one. It is acceptable only for 2 power 4. So it is acceptable only these 4. So the remainder we are getting 1, 1, 1 is 10, is 0. The 1 we should neglect here. Okay. If it is increment, we can add this 1 here and we can add here. But it is in a boundary, it is nothing but a wrap. You should not consider this fifth bit. And remaining part 1, 1, 0, 0. So it is 3 and this is 0. The next boundary is 3, 0. That I will show in the waveform. Okay. So here how to calculate the address boundaries means with the help of H size and H burst. You have to multiply both H size and H burst. You will get 16 byte. So 2 power 4. So this 4 indicates how many bits it will support. Then this word tells that how many bits you should add at each stage. I mean, this is first bit and for the second bit and third bit. Then next is burst termination after busy transfer. The termination of burst after busy transfer during the undefined length burst. These are the types: undefined length burst, increment, okay, then fixed length, single burst. When it is an undefined length burst or increment burst, the master might insert busy transfer and then decide that no more data transfer required. If it is undefined length burst or an increment, the master will insert a busy transfer after that, and if there is a no data transfer is required, it will introduce a busy. Okay. Under this circumstance, it is acceptable for the master to then perform a non-sequential. After this undefined length burst or increment, the master may perform non-sequential or ideal. It is acceptable. That then effectively terminate the undefined burst length. So undefined length burst is happening means after that the master may perform non-sequential or ideal to stop the undefined length burst. Okay. If it is a fixed length burst type, RAP 4 or RAP 8 or RAP 16 must be terminated with sequential. Because it is a fixed length, we start with a non-sequential, and we know how many times RAP 4 means 4 times it will happen. So 4 non-sequential, then 3 times sequential will happen. Okay, after that, it will introduce a busy. Okay. So the termination will end with sequential transfer. If it is a single burst, okay, must be followed by ideal transfer or a non-sequential transfer. the master will not perform a DC transfer after a single bus transfer. Master will not perform a DC transfer after a single burst. After a single burst, it should do some ideal transfer or a non-sequential. After that, it can perform a DC. Okay. Then early burst termination. So burst transfer is happening if you want to terminate that early means there are two possibilities. One is slave error response. That means if the slave provides error response, then the master can cancel the remaining transfer in the burst. So where you will get this error, H response is the signal available in the slave. If it is 1, that means it is a error response, so that master can cancel the remaining transfer. The another possibility is multi-layer interconnect termination. That means multiple masters are there. So when the multiple layer interconnect component is used in the multi-master system, then it can be terminate a burst so that another master can again access the slave. If we have a multiple master and slaves, okay. So one master, if it terminates, another master can able to access the slave. So that time it will terminate the burst operation. So here we are going to see some example of burst transfer. 4-bit wrap burst. So this one I explained here. In this example, we perform 4-bit wrap burst of size word. The same thing explained in the waveform. 4-bit wrap burst, wrap 4. You see the size, it's nothing but word. So it will start with a non-sequential transfer. Burst start with non-sequential, followed by the sequential transfer. The size starting address we are mentioning 38. So next address nothing but 30. Start with 38. The next address will be 3C and 30. 38 is starting address. 3C and 30. Again, if we add 4 with this, we will get 34. Okay. So in this way, it will automatically increment and it will perform. Here it is for this 38th location, we are performing right. So this is the address space. This is the data space for this 38. So here fetch ready is 0. So it is wait for another state, another cycle. Here it is 1. So it is performing the write. So this value is write to the 38th location. Then this 3C, again it is performing write. So this is the database for this 3C. This value is written in 3C location, and this is also address space for 30. Here also it perform write. The burst means it will continuously perform write in a sequence for a particular sequence start address, and it will automatically increment the address. It will perform write operation for the corresponding address. 30 data will be loaded here, and for 34 the data will be loaded here. Okay. Then here another example, 4-bit increment burst. The early one is wrap burst. Here it is an increment burst. So increment burst means there is no particular boundary to wrap around. So it starts with the non-sequential. Starting address is 38, and it will increment by 4. It's a 3C. Again it will increment by 4. It's a 40. It will increment by 4. It is a 44. Early waveform 3C, it is a 30. So we have a particular boundary. So after 3C, again it is 30, 30, again 34, again if you see it will be 38. So it will wrap around the particular boundary. When the increment happens, it will continuously increment. Okay, exercise is nothing but a word. So 4 bytes will be increment. Then next example is 8-bit wrapping burst. The text size is a word. Okay. So the calculation I will explain and then I will show the waveform. So given things are it is a H burst, it's a wrap 8. Then H size is word. That means this is a 4 byte. So boundary we need to calculate because it is wrapping around the particular boundary. So boundary how we can calculate by multiplying the H burst and H word. Sorry, H size. It is a 8. Wrap 8 means it is 8 and it is a 4 byte into 4 we will get a 32 byte. That we can represent as 2 power 5. So this 5 indicate that how many bits it can support. It can support up to 5 bits. Okay. Each time when we how much we need to increment, each transfer it is H size is 4 byte. So each time I need to add 4. So this is the starting address given 34. Okay, 34 with the non-sequential it is starting. We are going to perform write. Then H burst is a wrap 8 and H size is a word. Okay. So next boundary how it will calculate means it will add 4 here. 0 0 1 1 0, here it is 1 then 1. Okay, so this value will be come as it is. So this is 3 and this is 8. 38 is the next address, H address. Again the next bit or next transfer again it will increment because it is increment by word. Okay. Again we are adding 4 0 0 1 1. Okay, 1 1 0 0. So the value is 3 and this is C. Again we are adding 4 0 0. This is 1 plus 1 10 0. Here 1 1 plus 1 10 0. Here one more bit 1 is there, right? So here this one we can add because I already told we can support 5 bits. So if we perform 1 1 it will 10 0. Here it is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 10. Here it is 1. So this until 5 bits only it is acceptable. Okay, I am explaining this again. 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 it is 10 0. Here it is 1 1 1 it is 10 0. Here it is 1 1 1 10. Then another one it comes to the 6th bit. So it is acceptable only 5 bits. So this one we need to neglect it. Okay. So then this one comes as it is and this 0 and this 0. Okay. So here there will be a 1 1. So here it will be a 0 and 1. Here we can add that one into this one because it will accept up to 5 bits. Okay. So here 1 1 we are getting 0 and 1 as a reminder. Okay. So this one we can't able to add here because it can support up to 5. So that one we need to neglect here. Okay. So you will get 2 0. Again we are adding 4 here. We are getting 0 0 1 0 and 0 1 0 0. That is 24. Again we are adding 4. We are getting 28. Again 4 0 0 1 1. So 2C. Again 4 0 0 1 1 0. Here it is 1 1 1 0. Here it is 1. We can add here because it will support up to 5. So one we are adding, this one comes here 0 0, that is 30. So these are the boundary. You see 34, after that 38, 3C, 20, 24, 28, 20, 24, 28, 2C and 30. Okay, it will automatically increment based on the H burst and H size. In case if it is an increment burst, the early one we saw is a wrap burst. Here it is a 8-bit increment burst, increment 8. At here the H size we are taking as a half word. Okay, H stands, it is a new transfer. We are starting with non-sequential, and H address starting address is 34. H right we are going to perform. H burst increment 8. Okay, and H size is half word. Half word means 16 bit, that is but a 2 byte. Okay, for this how we can how it will calculate the next address means here it is. First one, it is calculating the boundary, that is 8, increment 8 into 2 half 4, we will get 16 byte, nothing but 2 power 4. That means it can this here we won't consider this one because it is incrementing, right? If it is a wrap, we need to consider this one. It can acceptable only 4. So when it comes apart from 4, we need to neglect that one. But here it is increment, so directly we can continuously add the remainder here. Then how many bits we need to add? Here it is a half word. Okay, nothing but 2 byte. So 2 we need to add at each stage, each transfer. Starting address is nothing but 34. So if we add 2, we will get 36. Again to 38. Okay, 0 1 0 1 0 0. Again here adding 2, 0 0 0, 10. The remainder 1 1 1 1 1 0 0. Nothing but 3C. Again we are adding 2, 0 1 1 1 1 1 0 0. This is 3E. Again we are adding 2, 0 1 1, nothing but 10, remainder 1 10, remainder 1. Sorry. 10 here 1. Okay, this remainder here 1 1 10, this remainder 1 1 again 10, 1 1 10, this one comes here. Here we are not limited to 4 bits, that's an increment, so continuously we are adding to the next bits. Here it is 40, again to this is 42. So this is address we calculated here. Then next is undefined length burst increment. So undefined length burst, it will continuously get increment based on the H burst and H size. Here it is H size is half word, that is 2 byte. It is an increment type. So start with the non-sequential at the address 20. So it will increment by 2 byte, right? It will increment by 2 if you are performing right. This is the address data phase. Sorry, the address phase of 20, and this is the data phase of this 20, and we value for the corresponding 20 address happening here, and this is the address phase for this 22. Okay. So here also we are performing right. That will happen at the next cycle here. Okay. Then here after a sequential, it introduces a non-sequential, and it is an undefined length burst. Okay, it can perform. It is acceptable, right? You see here. If it is undefined length burst, this circumference is acceptable, the master can perform non-sequential or ideal transfer. So here, after a sequential transfer, this is one transfer is happening. After that, it introduces another new transfer by initiating non-sequential. Okay, the starting address is 5C. Here we are going to perform read. Okay. So based on this address, it will incremented to 60, and it is 64. Here it is incremented by 4 because here we are using word. The head size of this transfer is word. The corresponding read is happening in the next cycle of this one is happening here, this one is happening here, and for this one is happening here. The weighted transfer, so that we will see later.